Live from Arkansas streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Earlier in the show, I said Friday. My mind was on the weekend. I'm sorry. I know. Just as those kids are going back, I meant first day of school. So big first day of school for so many, big second day of school for so many, and here we go. It's that time.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools going back. I know we got Poland and Bauxite, but I know Saline County in general is going back tomorrow. But Bauxite does go back today, and again, just around the state, there's a lot, and tomorrow as well.
Right, and I'm seeing some of the schools are doing the 4-day school
Mayflower.
Mayflower, yeah.
Is it Southside B Branch just doing that too, maybe? Or I may have, let me double check that. Let me do it right now.
Go. Yeah, Google.
Yeah, it's on this list.
We got the list.
We have a visual. Shirley, it is Shirley. I'm so glad I checked. I knew it was close to my hometown of Clinton. So yeah,
Boy,
Shirley's
Southside
doing
B Branch was like, what?
Yeah, they're like, no one told us.
Channel 11?
No one told us. It's official on Channel 11. They've changed it. No, it's Shirley. The Shirley Blue Devils. I got
Did you get it?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. Okay.
It's
so
on there.
yesterday,
you wrote down the mascots.
So Hayden yesterday tested us, and
she was ready today.
I know different schools, but as far as like the districts itself, and so I this morning made a list.
Look at her. She's prepared.
And
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I went through. Now it doesn't mean I'm going to remember them if you test me, but at least I've got like a small amount in my mind.
We can do a little test a little later. We can see.
Yeah. Well, now she's been studying.
Well, now I'm looking. Now she's been studying. She's all caught up. Yeah. Even some of those, I'd have to be like, I got to rack my brain.
Yeah, so I was trying. I wasn't going to be shamed again today.
If you want to know what their school colors are, I can help you with that.
And now that I have my cheat sheet, I can tell you what the mascot is. But that's all right. Well, how's traffic this morning with everybody getting going?
I mean, it's we're just entering the 7 o'clock hour, so we're going to start to see traffic really start to pick up, but it's looking pretty good right now. We don't have any accidents around the metro, but we are starting to see the volume increase. But looking at the Alexander exit on I-30, where we see it slow down first in the morning. It's an average speed of about 48 miles per hour right now in this area. So not too bad, but it is definitely slow if you're going 30 eastbound, which is pretty typical, but I feel like it's happening a little bit earlier this week because more people are getting out on the road with it being school week, first week of school for many. So right now we're looking at Cabot. This is an area where they've been working on the roadways here on I-57. So just be careful as you're going through this area. We are seeing that it's moving a little bit slow this morning, but it's not really impacting our drive times too bad into downtown Little Rock. As you can see here, if you're coming from Conway, 25 minutes into downtown, 19 minutes coming from Benton, which looks really good, and 23 minutes, which is a little bit slower than usual if you're coming from Cabot. So I was just talking about that slowdown that we're seeing there on I-57, but give yourself some extra time, Tracy. It's the best way to go, I think, on this back to school week.
Absolutely. Just given that little extra few minutes, but we're going to do the bus stop forecast one more time this morning. I'm sure most of the kids are already dressed and ready, but if you need to know, I'm mainly for the afternoon here. We are starting out the morning in the mid-70s. We're going to go be awesome on this Tuesday, and we could see a few of those pop-up showers as we're heading into the afternoon, hoping they're out of here by the time everyone starts to head home. So just in case you don't need a nap when you get home from school, that's for students and teachers, by the way. We're going to see partly sunny skies and be a bit humid out there. Across the state, and mainly 70s, a few 60s here and there, again 75 here in central Arkansas, but that 3-day forecast does include kind of a copy and paste situation. Each morning we're going to wake up around the mid-70s looking for 93, 94 for high, and we're going to keep those scattered storms, those pop-up storms in the forecast, and they're going to be all over the state. So I'm hoping that you do see a few rain showers. Hopefully it spreads itself out just a little bit. We're starting to see some of those wildfire danger and burn ban counties added, so we'll talk more about that, and we'll time out any storms that we could receive today coming up in my forecast in just a few minutes.
Developing this morning, an explosion at a U.S. steel plant in Pennsylvania on Monday, causing a powerful shockwave felt up to 15 miles away. Rescue teams spent hours searching for survivors after the blast, which has resulted in 2 confirmed deaths. Officials are working to determine the cause of the explosion and are assessing the full extent of the damage at the site. Bradley Blackburn has more on the ongoing investigation.
A plume of smoke erupted into the air over the plant in Clairton, Pennsylvania, just before 11 a.m. Monday.
Reported explosion with multiple injuries. Clairton works.
It left a hole in the building, and inside, rubble trapped workers in the smoke. Rescuers immediately jumped in to find survivors.
They have been working together for many hours now at this point. That evolved into 10 folks that were transported and treated.
Officials said there were 2 confirmed deaths. David Wheatley worked with one of the deceased, Timothy Quinn.
U.S. Steel lost one hell of an employee. Q was one great guy, one hell of an employee. They lost a good one today.
The Clairton plant employs nearly 1,300 people and has had previous safety incidents. The explosion happened in what's called the reversing room that regulates ovens. Deanna Forkey works across the street.
Our door blew open at the same time, and when I looked up and actually looked out the window to notice, I saw the black smoke.
Officials say the plant is now stable and air quality in the area is within federal standards. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
In other national headlines this morning, employees at the Centers for Disease Control are working remotely today after a deadly shooting near the agency's Atlanta headquarters. Police say 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White opened fire from a pharmacy across the street on Friday, killing Officer David Rose, a Marine veteran and recent police academy graduate. White had tried to enter the CDC campus earlier but was stopped by security. Lockdowns followed at the CDC and Emory University. No CDC employees were hurt, but officials are reviewing whether the gunman's distrust of the COVID-19 vaccine played a role.
We are not the enemy. We do this work because we want to serve you. I want to make sure that everybody has the best opportunity to have a healthy and safe and long life.
The gunman was found dead with several firearms. It is unclear if he was killed by officers or a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The CDC Workers Union links the attack to ongoing hostility and urges action against vaccine misinformation. Down to the state capitol, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders is celebrating a major manufacturing investment she says will boost the economy and bring hundreds of new jobs. Wellspun plans to invest $150 million on a new pipe mill in Little Rock, creating 300 jobs. The company first opened here in 2007 and has expanded multiple times since. Leaders say this new facility will use advanced technology to produce pipes in the U.S. that are currently imported from overseas.
Wellspun's director of the supply chain management describes his relationships in Little Rock like this. It's not strategic or transactional. It's friends and family. I'm proud that we're the most hospitable state in America, and I'm thrilled that it pays off when we recruit companies to come here.
This marks Wellspun's second expansion announcement in less than a year. Last October, the company, with its headquarters in India and Houston, announcing an expansion, making a different kind of pipe. It is expected to be completed early next year. This morning, we are learning convicted killer Grant Hardin was misclassified by the Department of Corrections before his escape from the Calico Rock prison earlier this year. The DOC director confirming Monday that Hardin should have been housed in maximum security, but a miscalculation placed him in medium security instead. That mistake also impacting the placement of several other inmates. 2 employees at Calico Rock have since been fired for security breaches connected to Hardin's nearly 2-week escape. He's now back in custody at the Varner Supermax prison, serving 2 sentences for murder and rape. Happening today, U.S. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon is making her first stop in Arkansas since leading the agency. She's made her goal very clear: dismantle the Department of Education. And today, her returning education to the states tour brings her to Little Rock. THV 11's Tamer Knight joins us with everything we need to know about today's visit. Tamer?
Well, that's right, Hayden. Secretary McMahon joins Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders right here at Dunn Roberts Elementary School for a roundtable discussion and classroom tours. Now, Arkansas is the second stop of Secretary McMahon's tour across the country to talk about the future of education. Now, President Donald Trump is pushing to abolish the U.S. Department of Education and move decision-making to the states. The administration says reducing federal bureaucracy will give communities more control and expand choices for families. However, critics say shutting down the Department of Education could mean less oversight and might leave the most vulnerable students without the resources they need. McMahon started her tour yesterday in Louisiana, noting the state's rise from 50th to 16th and 4th grade reading since 2019.
That's why it's imperative that education be returned to the states, because when states are creative and innovative, you will see the kind of progress that you've seen here in Louisiana.
Now, after this morning's visit in Little Rock, McMahon and the governor will head to Benton to tour the Saline County Career and Technical Campus. Now, our team will have full coverage on the tours and discussions later for you in our evening news at 5 and 6. But for right now in Little Rock, I'm Tamer Knight for THV 11 News.
All right, Tamer, thank you. Maybe the secretary getting a little Toy Story as she gets to visit Don Roberts. Thank you so much for that update. The redistricting battle in Texas continuing this morning. A vote set for Monday was delayed again after the state House of Representatives failed to reach a quorum. Several Democrats left the state last week, you may recall, keeping attendance below the minimum need to conduct business. They aim to block a Republican plan to redraw the state's congressional maps. But those Democrats face pressure today as the House prepares to vote on another special session item, funding for victims of the deadly July 4th floods.
When the gavel drops, the question is simple. Will you be in that chair to vote for these critical disaster recovery bills, or will you be remembered as one who did not show up? The choice is yours.
The special session is set to resume at 10 a.m. after the Texas House failed to reach a quorum on Monday. Governor Greg Abbott confirming Republicans are pushing not just for 5 new congressional seats, but possibly 3 more as well. Let's send it back over to Ashley with a check of the roads at 7:12 this morning.
Yeah, Hayden, good morning. It's looking pretty good. Not too bad as we're just getting into the busiest part of our morning, but it looks like the drive is going to be pretty smooth if you're heading out right now. We're looking at some slowdowns, but not too bad. A lot of green, a little bit of red though, especially around the North Terminal interchange in some areas. But here's what it looks like right now. As you can see, the red areas are starting to pop up. Let's talk about the North Terminal interchange, get a look at the speed of traffic in these areas, 32 miles per hour. If you're on US 167 is what it was. It's now highway or Interstate 57. But if you're going southbound there, it's just moving at 32 miles per hour, 43 miles per hour right there as it turns from I-40 into I-30 West southbound. We also see here around the Alexander exit on I-30 going eastbound, we're moving at about 31 miles per hour. And here is a look at that first area we were talking about. This is around McCain Mall there on I-57, and it looks like traffic's pretty light. It's moving along pretty well right there, but as you get closer to the interchange, it is going to slow down. Our drive times into downtown Little Rock are looking pretty good right now. Tracy, not so bad.
Well, weather-wise, it's not too bad either. We've had kind of an easy weather day as far as all the kids going back to school this week. It's starting the morning off around 75, and that'll be the case for the next few mornings as well. Across the state, it is going to be a bit muggy. We're looking for those highs in the afternoon right around 93, 94, and the heat index value here in central Arkansas right around 100. It's going to get even warmer, feel warmer even anyway as we're heading into the weekend. But we're going to keep these scattered thunderstorms in our forecast, mainly those pop-up storms into the afternoon. We do have a heat alert for the extreme southeastern corner of the state, but just wanted to show you this because we're going to start to see this map fill in a little bit more as we're heading more towards the weekend, but are having to watch a few areas. They're going to see those heat index values 100 degrees or more. A steady climb as we're heading through the next couple of days, and then by the weekend we could see heat advisory here in central Arkansas. So again, it is going to warm up, steam up more like it as we are heading into the weekend, but hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain because we've got some burn bans to talk about as well, and we'll talk more about that and timing out some rain coming up in my forecast.